Good morning, everyone. So today's teacher tip that I wanted to bring to you is on incidental language. This is a very big thing in the ESL virtual teaching community. So let's get into it. What is incidental language? By definition, it's going to be less important than the thing something is connected with or part of, or it could also be occurring merely by chance or without intention or calculation. So these are just these common little words and phrases that we add into our everyday conversation because we are native English speakers. We don't even realize we're doing it. So this is something to be aware of so that we can refrain from using this in the classroom to ensure better success for our ESL learners. So, for the very beginner learners, we want to keep all of our vocabulary really, really simple. Most ESL programs are going to provide you with a list of keywords that the students already know, and then they'll also provide the goal language for the lesson. You really want to stick to the goal language of the lesson. So, in the introduction, we're going to say, hello. And we don't want to overwhelm them with words. We don't want to say, oh, hello, hi again. How are you today? What did you do today? This is just too many words for a very beginner student. So we're going to keep our phrases very short and limit our language to the language that they already know and understand. As a teacher, this is our goal is to build up and encourage them. We want to build that confidence that they know the language and they're doing a great job. And the better that you build that confidence, then the more that they'll be able to speak back with you. If you use too many words, what often happens is a student gets distracted, they become discouraged, and then they might just kind of like freeze or give up a little bit in that classroom moment. And we don't want to do that. So, moving into the lesson as you're transitioning between the slides is also a very common point for people to add in that extra language. Let's see what's next. What will be on the next slide? What game are we playing? All of these are those extra little phrases that, yes, while they're cute and they can add, but if they're a very beginner ESL learner, it's just too many words. And so it would be better just to flip to the next slide. Look, look. So very beginner ESL is way more gestures, way less words. So for common things, like if you wanted to get them to speak, we would just say, say, and circle or underline what you want them to say. If you wanted them to listen, we would say, listen, listen. I always do it about twice, just that repetition. So a repetition of a very simple command like listen, say, this is going to really help ensure that the student has continuity across the lesson. And then that way it helps them better understand the meaning of these commands, what you're actually expecting them to do, and it builds their confidence in the classroom and in the lesson itself. So these are very good tips and tricks that you want to incorporate into your classroom. That being said, I actually, at the beginning of every class, I start with a couple of key phrases. I always say, hello, and then I wait and see. If they're hesitant and they kind of are very like, they don't know what to say, then you know they're really beginner learner. If they come back and say, hello, teacher, then I move on to the next one. Oh, hello, how are you today? And then I'll wait for their answer. And each answer they give me is giving me a better gauge of where they're at in their English learning. So I would ask, hello, how are you today? What did you do today? Did you have a good day or a bad day? Oh, you went to school. Why did you have a bad day? What did you do at school today? All of these questions build on each other. And if your student stumbles at any point, I stop with the questions. I don't keep going because I'm just going to destroy their confidence. And that's not the goal here. The goal is for me to get a measure of where they're at. That also allows me to know how much incidental do I want to slip into the classroom on purpose. A student who's further along wants that native English speaker experience. And so I will allow some incidental language to slip in, and I want them to learn as well so that they want to sound native. And so by adding that incidental language in to some of your more advanced students, it lets them passively learn it just through context of being in that conversation with you. So that's great, and that's what they're looking for. Those younger learners, you want to keep it at 0, the incidental language complete 0. If you're teaching the word hand, hand. If you're teaching the word dog, dog. You're going to keep it no extra words whatsoever. Keep it to bare minimum vocabulary. If they're intermediate, I might add one phrase in somewhere. A great job. Let's go. Something like that. And I will keep that continuous throughout the lesson so they can also naturally, passively pick that up through the experience talking with a native learner. Great job. Always a good one to go to. Um, Stuff like this. So I hope this can help. And what was I going to say? We got distracted. Oh, yeah. So, like your younger learners, they are going to take things a lot more literally because they don't understand that kind of colloquialism type things or the idioms that we commonly use. So, for a younger learner, you might say, "What's up?" They'll start looking up to tell you what's up because that's what you asked. For your more intermediate learners, you can kind of laugh about that. You can say, "What's up?" If they start to look up, you can say, "No, no, no. How are you? What's up? How are you?" And then they can, oh, and then they understand. For your more advanced learners, they probably already know this one. So it's really important at the beginning of class as the teacher to take these moments to ask the questions and figure out where your student is at so that way you can ensure the best individualized class for that student at that time. So I hope this helps. Be aware of your incidental language throughout today and have a great weekend. Bye, guys.